From the tiny little studio on this tiny little Greek island. Uh, what do you do when you abandon your studio? How does that work? How do you get back into the flow of things? Are you able to get back into the flow of things? And if you're not, how do you keep the coals of the creative fire that is in your studio, whether it's in your physical space or in your studio in here, how do you keep the coals burning so that this creative space is always available to you? And so I'm coming on a little early today because of this abandoned studio feeling. And I have many things on my list of things to do, so I'm coming on a little bit early. I'm sure that's fine. Uh, Here's the thing: I came in here this morning and I thought, okay, what is going on? What is going on? The everything is exactly the way I left it. When I worked on my painting, it has been way too long, too many other things happening, unable to just come in here and paint and just relax with it and just be in that creative, blissful state, because that is what it is for me. And so I come in here today and it's feeling foreign and cold, as if the creative muse has up and left, gone on vacation somewhere, and is just waiting for me to come back to begin to fill the space again. And so I'm just sitting with that today, you guys, and putting things in order here within me, up here in my mind, of how to come back to the abandoned studio and how to fill up the space again with all of that creative energy that is needed when you come into a space when you want to create. And I know that for a little while longer, I may not be able to just paint. So here are the things that I do when I have an abandoned studio and I need to come in and keep the charcoal burning, at least feeding that inner fire, just keeping it there on hold, not dying out completely. What I do is I will come in and clean up. That's my first, it's the first thing that I'll do, is come in and just take care of, scrape off my dried paints, wash my brushes, just kind of put things away, maybe put some oil down on my palette again and just, let it soak in and just get everything for the ready. And also, coming in here to do my morning musings. Sometimes, like again today, I will be out in the kitchen area, and again, I'm in the tech, the tech spin, and trying to either create another new website, my finalized version, or also trying to get my old website back, which seems to have disappeared and can't quite figure out why it's gone. I was expecting that I would just point my my domain back to where I was before, and everything would just be there. It's not. So working with that, hopefully that will all settle this week. But in the meantime, I need to prepare and move forward and work with what I can. So that's happening. And I think I just need to spend some time in here. That is why I came in here to do the morning musings, just to connect and to stay, to nourish this space in some way. Another thing that I will do, and one thing that is easy to do when you have an abandoned space, when you haven't been able to paint, is to do something creative in that space. And if you're on the, a corner of your kitchen table, and that is your tiny studio, that is where you sit and you will do some creative act, whether if it's even sitting there meditating, or if you sit there and listen to some calming music and just kind of allow yourself to be in the space. Even if you just visualize yourself painting, that is nourishment for your creative space. And I believe that your creative space, whether it's your physical space, but especially your inner creative space, must always be nourished in some way. We have to take care of it, you guys. We have to never abandon the studio. Things will happen in our lives. We will be tossed and turned in daily life. Things will happen that we have to be there. We have to adjust. We are responsible for many different things. But even when you are in that space, a part of you, your creative self, needs to be there, just like sweeping off the dust of your easel and your palette, and just caring for your inner artistic creative space. And if that's all that you can do, well, you know what? That's a lot. And oftentimes it's all you really need, because then when the time is right and you're able to, you will just come back and you will pick up your brushes, lay out fresh paints, and begin your creative process once again. So even if you're not able to paint and your studio is, we'll label it abandoned, perhaps the tiny little studio is never quite in abandonment. It is never quite deserted. It is always there and always a part of you, as I believe creativity is always available to you. Hello, my dear. I came on early today. I came on early today. And your creative space is you. And like I say, if you're breathing, you are in fact creative. So if you haven't got a space to care for, an external space to care for, wherever it is that you do anything creative, writing, painting, dancing, whatever it is that you love to do, that is your creative space. And first of all, it abides in here, I would say in the heart area. But perhaps it's the entire creative channel, which makes more sense actually. But the essence of it does land in the heart area where we are, uh, which is the balance point between the more abstract with the actual physical expression or space that you do your creativity. So, so with that, today in my abandoned studio, I will come in and just kind of clean up and dust off the surface and sit with my little seascape there, which my next step is to do a larger painting. So I want to get the study done and just keep moving and figure out a way where I can leave some things to the side and come back to more painting. I'm definitely not painting enough these past few months, and it 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 makes me feel sad. So I have those thoughts today. The abandoned studio will never be completely abandoned. Will always be a part of me and a part that I am continually working with. And even today, even though I have not been here painting, my creativity is rampant within me, just in a different way, and I need to keep bringing it and working with it and flowing with it and feeding my tiny little studio with a little bit of fire to get things up and running, at least having those burning coals always there. So all I need to do is come in and just blow on it, and a flame will grow again, and I will be back into my regular space, which I miss very much. So let's see how I can manage that and maybe get it back on track this next coming week. So you guys, be inspired, be creative, be you, and I will see you all again tomorrow. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Hopefully in your studios that are burning with that creative fire and, just engulfing us all. I hope to get back there very soon.